Welcome to Confessions of a Broken Heart. It's been a while since I've done this series. Most have been about my ex-fiancée of 6 years. Nothing's changed on that one. She's still being a selfish bitch and she still, you know, can't stand on her own 2 feet. She still lets her parents control her life. Lets her boyfriend manipulate her. Great life. Fantastic life she's living. As for me, I've dated so many girls since I've been single. I don't even know what number we're up to. Maybe even 13 maybe at the moment, of how many girls I've kissed since being single. But it was only one that just took my eye less than a week ago. I've kissed 3 different girls this year. One was just a hookup. It was great pash. Then she moved on and had a boyfriend of her own. Good on her, because I don't think it would have worked for me dating her anyway. Then we had another beautiful person come into my life. At least I got to kiss her, and that was it was lovely. But I kind of wish it was something more. But obviously she's I've got notes here, some like looking at my notes and stuff. And for a while, if I'm being honest, I didn't actually think that, I could trust anyone for a relationship. But then this person came into my life, and it started off as just I was on a live stream one night after a concert. I was just talking about the concert, talking about what I do after the concert, and this beautiful person popped into my live stream, and she was like really nice, and she was like, "You want to hang out?" And I'm like, "When?" Right away, straight after. And it was like a 10-minute drive, so I was in the area, so it was cool. And we hit it off straight away. The chemistry was already there. We already shared one kiss on the very first night. I loved cuddling her. I loved being around her and her son. I was really happy for her to not only give me a chance, but accept me into her home. And it was beautiful. I was like, our mutual friend was like, "You two should be together. Like, you've both been through hell for your exes. You'd be good for each other." And it's always good to get the friend support. Like, that's what you want to get. There was photos of posted with us. There was something there. There really was. Now people would say, but she's not the sort of girl you would ever consider in a relationship. That's true. Neither was the other 2 girls I hooked up with this year. But there was something about this girl that I'm trying not to cry, because I'll get to that part in a minute. There was something about this girl that was just so beautiful and so warm, loving, and caring. I didn't expect it. Now, I said to her, are you a sort of girl that would go out with a guy like me? Straight out, yes. So we found each other both physically attractive. We both had that chemistry. And we both, said, we'll start off slow and there's a good chance we'll be together. And it was going good for a couple of days. See, one night I was, because we were supposed to meet up for a date. Unfortunately, she couldn't get a babysitter. So I was like, as I was having a dinner date by myself, I thought to myself, what can I do to do something special for the girl I like? And I was thinking, she said, anytime you want to come in, you just come in. You're more than welcome in my house. I'm like, that's cool. All right. So After I had my dinner, I was like, I want to do something nice. I went to the shops and got the most expensive flowers I could find because I thought it would cheer her up. Now, when I got up there, she was surprised. She wasn't well, but she, long story short, said she was very appreciative of the flowers. That was really nice that I went up and did that for her and made an effort. And I was like, of course, you deserve it. So we, that night again, shared another magical kiss. And my God, it was a beautiful kiss. And we both looked at each other in the eyes afterwards and said, whoa, there was something in that kiss. We both knew it at the time. We both saw it. Then the final day came when I got to introduce her to this place. I didn't plan it at first. I was just like, she's like, yo, you want to hang out for a couple of hours? And I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm cool with, driving you and your son around. Like, it's cool. And I'm like, oh, what do you want to do? And she's like, well, we can go back to yours. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. But when I realized she was packing an overnight bag, I was like, this is the start of something really beautiful. This is the start of a good possibility down the track. Possibility of a relationship being 100% official. But long story short, she couldn't stay the night, but it was all good. Little ones come first. Little one just wasn't adjusting here, and that's fine. That's cool. I was happy. It was just lovely to spend time with the both of them here. Through this week, there's been miscommunications with some things that we've both been saying. I've noticed. She thinks I'm, in her words, rubbishing her sometimes in my live streams. Not once have I done that because I just care about her too much. I can't even rubbish the girl. But we'll get to that part in a minute. But then there's like stuff that she says like that doesn't make any sense. Like, you want to slow it down. I'm cool with that. She doesn't realise I actually do respect her and I actually do listen to her. But she's got to come to a situation where, we've all been hurt. Like the one watching this vid, she hurt me too for the last 6 years. But I still love her. I still care about her. I'd love to be, at peace with her, but, her and her family and her boyfriend just won't let her make peace. And I think we should by now because this is ridiculous. It's dragging on too long. And talking about the girl I've been dating, she bought this can. Yeah, just saying. Wait, or did I buy it? I can't remember. Anyway. So, she was like, look, I'm not going anywhere, Andre. You've got me for the rest of your life. I really like you. I really care about you. And that was all I needed to hear. And on my way home at like 6 in the morning one night from her place, because, I had to wait when she came here, I had to drop all the way back off home. I made a live stream vid saying that she wants me to slow down, everyone wants me to slow down, and, just drop back the niceness. I can do that. And I was happy about that. Because if you like someone, you want to show them how much you appreciate them, how much you want to be with them. You do like some extreme stuff. I even had one of Australia's most sourest lollies in my mouth to prove how much I liked her. Was that too much? No. But according to her, I was selfish because I didn't get to try that lolly with her. Okay, whatever. I also did something really nice, and because I knew she liked the Veronicas, I went and sang two of her favourite Veronica songs. And I thought I was just being sweet. I mean, any girl would like a guy that sings to them and, buys them flowers and be nice. Now, for the respect of this person, I have to not say her name. I can only say some things that happened because I don't want to offend her. So, I'll give it to you guys as much as I can with being respectful to her. All right. So I was at work. What night are we? Friday night. I was enjoying work and having a great time with the guys and girls, and I was like, man, I wonder what my girl's doing. I want to know what she's doing. Like, I'll go give her a message and say, hey, I love you, I care about you, or something. I don't know, just something really nice and sweet. I saw I was blocked. What? Excuse me. What the fuck? How am I blocked when we've not had an argument? We've not had any misdiscussions about anything. So, for a girl that wants to be my partner and wants me in her life for a long time, it was just like, what the fuck? I broke down. I broke down into tears. I was an emotional wreck because I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. So I had to finish work early, and I was like, what have I done wrong? Like, if I've done something wrong, I'll apologize, but what did I do wrong? My friend got a hold of her, and the girl was like, oh, Andre wasn't telling the truth about some things on his live stream, and he wasn't listening or showing me respect, but I really like him. So, my friend that she likes me, she was saying that, and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't just like text her and say I'm on my way. And I said to myself, well, she said I can come over anytime. So I was like, I might as well. Now I rocked up to her house, and I was just like, I want to be respectful. I want to just stay outside her door. Then that way, because I don't want to go inside. I don't want to, disrupt what's going on inside, whatever's going on inside. Because I was just going up to apologize and ask her what's going on, but she's like, no, you can come in, and I'm like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, you can come in. So I'm like, all right, but something didn't seem right. I was just like, something does not seem right here. I'm not feeling comfortable here. And she's like, well, you could have messaged me to say you're coming. And I'm like, you had me blocked on Facebook. I couldn't block you. I couldn't message you. Anyway, I was just like saying, I want to hear you out. I want to hear what you've got to say. I want to, know what I've done wrong. And long story short, she wasn't making any sense. I was like very apologetic. I even got down on my knees and tried to apologize to her because I felt bad about whatever I've done. And she's like, do you know what you're apologizing for? And the only thing I could remember is her saying to my friend, I somehow disrespected her and didn't listen to her. Long story short, I actually did listen to her. And I was even listening to a friend that was, oh my God, this is what I don't like, guys. I put up with 6 years of my partner's family telling her what she can and can't do, who she can and can't date. I was sick and tired, and I was over that. So if I'm getting into a relationship with someone, I don't want to hear from friends. I don't want to hear from family. 2 people in a relationship, you and the other person. No one should get involved. It doesn't matter if they like you or they approve of you, as long as you both make each other happy. So her friend was on the phone for a long time, listening in on the conversation, and kept asking the girl, do you want him to stay? Do you want him to stay? And she's like, yeah, I want Andre to stay. And it's like, well, why is this girl on the fucking phone for like, an hour? So it's like this girl has to speak for her, like for everything. And it got to a stage where it was like, she had another friend there, and I was just like, I don't feel comfortable. I kind of want to leave. And she's like, you look like you're lost or something. She was like being very, she was acting very strange, a bit more aggressive than usual. And I was just like, I better go. Like, obviously she doesn't want me here. But long story short, she went out to have a smoke outside. And I was like, well, that's odd because she doesn't usually smoke outside. She usually smokes in the lounge room or her room. So I was like, why'd she go outside to smoke? I still don't know. Speculation. Don't know, don't care. Well, I think I know, but I'm not going to say it in this vid. Anyway, when she came back in, something didn't seem right. Her body language and her attitude just, I don't know, something just did not seem right. Um, so I was like, what's going on here? She was on the phone to someone, and I don't know who the someone was, but when I heard like they were coming over, I was like, this is not to like get me bashed or anything. I was like thinking in my head, maybe it's like, you know, she hates me so much she wants to get me bashed or something. I don't know. But after a while, her friend rings back and then says, you have to leave her house now. Who the fuck died and made you boss? I've been sitting there doing nothing wrong the whole time, and I looked at her and went, you want me out? I'm out of here. I don't give a fuck. I walked out, and then she looks like with a confused look on her face. And I got in the car and I looked at her and went, see you later. Then I floored it out of there. I thought that was the end of my night. Because I was just, yeah, for no reason got thrown out. So I went to the beach. I was really upset because the person I liked and I cared about was hurting me. And I just didn't know what I'd done wrong. I mean, I'd rather be over nice than be a prick or a liar. I never hid my feelings towards her, you know. But I knew something was wrong the whole night. Something just did not seem right. Anyway, my friend's like, oh, what's going on with you and the girl? And I'm like, I don't know. So my friend asked her what was going on, and she goes to my friend, tell Andre to come back. This was like, I think, an hour or two later. And in the back of my mind, like, I ain't fucking going back. I don't want to be abused. I don't want to be yelled at. I don't want some person on the phone talking to me when I don't know the person and accusing me of stuff and making judgment on me. And I didn't like it. And I was like, I don't want to go back. Then the phone rang. And I saw the number going, who the fuck number is this? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know whose number it is. And it was the girl. And she was going off at me. Going off. And I'm thinking, what the hell has changed? She was a lovely girl a couple of days ago. What's changed? So I was just like, man, I can't put up with this. Then she starts accusing me that someone else is in my car. And I'm like, I'm in the fucking middle of nowhere. I don't even know where I am because, like, I was at this park somewhere. I don't even know where the fuck I am. Because I was running out of petrol and I was like, fuck, I'll just stay here at the park for a bit just to chill. And it just kept going on, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll go see her. What's going to happen to me? I'll just go see her. So I rocked up and I was like, oh, there's a van there. Long story short, it was the plumber. She was very nice to me when I got back there. So I was like, okay, everything's cool. I went inside for a bit and she was out because she's like, I'll go inside, talk to what's her name, and you guys can talk and I'll deal with the plumber and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's fine. But her friend that was there was actually being logical and sense. She's like, there's nothing you're doing wrong, Andre. You're a sweet guy and you're trying your best. We can see that. She's just not used to it. And even the friend actually, said to her, I can't even remember what the friend said, but so anyway, I didn't know how long I was going to stay there. It was getting late and I was just getting tired, and I was just like, and she turns around and goes to a friend, can you babysit? And I'm like looking, going, where's this going? And she's like, when, where, what time? Then and there for 20 minutes. And I'm like, what are you planning? And she's like, she wanted a packet of cigarettes. And I needed my car filled, so I was like, well, I can, do two things at once. So she made me buy some cigarettes. And I feel like, okay. At the time, she was gone. She was absolutely drunk. She was not in a good headspace. I was getting worried and concerned, like, what's going on in her head? There's something not right here. And, I thought, well, I have to be back because, she said to the babysitter, you know, she'll only be 20 minutes. I said 15, but... So then she's like, looks and goes, oh, we're going to the pub now. The first one wasn't open. It was like, drinks have closed at 1:30, but the other place is like, gets drinks till 3 o'clock. And she's like, well, let's go buy some drinks. You got to buy me some drinks. And I'm like, well, I'm only going to drink one, but, you know, you can have a couple. She goes, no, I want 3. Or 4 towards the end anyway. So we rock up at this pub. She was getting worse. She was getting angrier. She was getting aggressive. She starts talking to randoms. Okay, whatever. Like, I don't care. I bought her the drinks and stuff, and she starts chatting up this guy. This drunk guy outside having a smoke. And I was just like, you know, she's not 100% my girlfriend, so okay, it's okay, you know, I'll let it go. And this guy was fucking drunk, and he's trying to touch her up. He got a kiss out of her on the cheek. And I was like, okay, whatever. Then he starts trying to live stream to his mate on the phone, and she jumps in, and it's like, I can see where this is going. It's not going well. The guy's like, is that your girlfriend? And I'm like, no. She goes, well, I plan on changing that. She's like, you know. And I was like, alright, whatever. And they start drinking, and then he shoves his head up her top. And I was like, you let a total random stranger drunk that you just met 5 minutes ago put his head, like he put his head there and went right up her top. You can imagine right now that I'm getting shafted for another bloke right now. Then these ladies come and they're like, oh, is that your partner over there? And then she's like, yeah, soon to be. And I'm like, I looked at the other guy. I'm like, I didn't hear that right. And then one of the guys like, oh, is he your boyfriend? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, 2 things. I thought you want us to start it slow. Second thing is, you just admitted that I was your boyfriend. Okay, whatever. Now, earlier on in the night, she kept saying to me, we need to go to a hotel for a couple of nights, you know, like where a spa is so we can all relax and chill. And I'm like, nah, like, I just want to, like, you know, go to work and earn my money. But she wanted me to pay for a hotel for her and me, just so we can relax. I know she wasn't talking sense when she said that, by the way, but I was just like, no, just ignore it. Anyway, so we're still at the pub. She is getting really loud and obnoxious. Even one of the guys said to me, I can see that you're not enjoying this. You don't need to put up with this kind of look. Like, he even pulled me aside and went, dude, whenever you get the chance, run. You don't need to be with someone like that. And I said, well, I like her. And he's like, no, dude, I've seen this before. You know, you're going to be in hell. And you're going to lose your marbles eventually with this chick. And it's funny because, like, everyone that was in the room, like, kept looking at me going, like, you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. And long story short, the guy that she was talking to, chatting up for most of the night, couldn't afford to get home. Couldn't afford to get to his mate's place. And I'm like, look, mate, do you want to live to your mate's place? I'm happy to drive you. And he's like, you sure? And I'm like, oh, I'll have to ask her because, you know, she has to get home to her little one. She goes and says, yeah, you can drive him. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, to him, you know, you can crash at my place for the night. I'm like, you've just met a total stranger that's fucking drunk and high at a fucking pub, and you're inviting him back to your house to stay the night. You have no respect for your kid if you're doing that. You have no respect for me. So I was like, yep, that's the final straw. I just got ditched for a guy. So I drove them back to her place as she requested. And I looked at him and went, she's all yours now, mate. Good luck. And he's like, why aren't you coming in? I'm like, she's made her choice, mate. So he got out the car and she turned around, looked at me and says, I bet you're going to say all this shit on your live stream. I bet you're going to talk shit about me. And I'm like, well, what if I do? You know, you just dumped me pretty much for a random guy at a pub. You fucking used me for the whole night. You verbally assaulted me and made me feel very uncomfortable in your own place. You had your friend tell me to get out of your house, only for you to ring me non-stop until I eventually came to your house. And then today the text message says, "You could have killed my son." And I'm like, what the fuck's that supposed to mean? At the end of the day, she left her child with the babysitter, right? That she said that she could, she was only going to be 20 minutes. And she ends up being a couple of hours. And last time I checked, a kid at that age should not be up at 2, 3 in the morning. But it's my fault that I brought the guy back to her place, even though she requested that he would stay the night. Last time I checked, I wasn't in the wrong there. So all day she's been messaging me disgusting messages, and like, has it stopped? It stopped, thank fuck for that. When I was trying to do the right thing by her, because people say to me, look, if someone's on drugs, Andre, you are not going to talk any sense to them. You will not win an argument with them. You just have to listen and put up with it and watch what you say. Now, do I think she is or was last night doing that? Her behaviour says yes. And like I said, when she went outside for a smoke, I thought it was odd. I don't know if she did, but according to what people say, all the stuff I've said indicates, someone on drugs. And considering our mutual friend was saying to me, she lost custody of her kid years ago because, she was smoking around the kid, and all that kind of stuff. So even when she was pregnant, she was smoking, and fucking drinking. That's coming from her friend, and that's coming from her ex-partner. But I don't judge people on their past. But we had something lovely going. And for her to throw it all away like that, I don't even know how much she drank that night. I think it was like, the fact that, she invites a total random stranger from the pub. Not a nice guy, a guy that's drunk and stoned and fucking drunk off his face. And she thinks that's okay to invite him back to her place to stay the night. What if he raped her? What if he killed her? What if he killed her and her son? That's not on my head. I'm not responsible for that. I'm glad nothing happened, but at the same time, I'm like, well, you were the one that wanted him back at your place, and I listened to you, and I took you both back. So, what am I going to do about this subject? A lot of people have been telling me, get rid of her, don't even associate with her. But if she is that damaged and gone, whether it's alcohol, drugs, I would like to be there to support and help her. Definitely not a relationship now. There is no way that, even if she said sorry and wanted a relationship, there's no way. There's no way now. That last night proved how much I didn't want a relationship in her. And that's the first time I've actually stood back and went, I did all the nice stuff and I get treated shit back. Even though she said, at the pub about me being her boyfriend and shit, I wasn't listening, because that's just the talk of a drunk. That's just the talk of someone on drugs. I mean, we want to be a part of each other's lives, and I'm cool with that, but after what she did to me the other night, I can't trust her again. She has to earn that trust back. The last message I actually sent to her, I want to share you this because I think you guys should see, even though I was verbally assaulted last night, used and abused, had shit go on all day from her really disgusting messages. Here's what I sent back just 1 hour ago. And you're going to be shocked. I said this: no matter what, I hope you're okay. And anytime you need a real friend and someone to support and care for you, I'll be here. Sweet dreams. I still did the right thing by her, and I sent that message. And you may say, she doesn't deserve that. You're the one that deserves an apology. Yeah, well, I'm not going to get it from her. And that's cool. Did I develop feelings for her in that short week? I suppose I did. Maybe it's not as much as I made out, but I like the fact that we really hit it off quick. And if she didn't stuff it up the other night, I think that it would have been probably 1 or 2 weeks away from actually being 100%. But someone's like, aren't you glad you saw her real colours now? Yeah, I am. Because now I definitely don't want to date someone like that. And people are asking me, well, do you think that they would have hooked up her and that guy from the pub last night? Yeah. Maybe not sex, but definitely hooked up. And that makes me sick. Because I was dating the girl. You know, I was going there, she came here. You know, we were setting up dates and stuff, and then she goes and does that. That's horrible. I can't forgive someone for that. That's almost cheating in some ways. Like, she said, you know, she hasn't had sex with someone since January, and it was like, well, maybe she's a decent person, you know, that's good to hear. But don't forget, the very first night she met me was from a 5-minute live stream and wanted to meet me straight away. But the difference between me and that guy at the pub there, I was completely sober. I was coherent. I was nice. I was decent. I don't do drugs. And that guy does all the bad stuff. And she decided last night to have him stay the night and not me. How do you think that makes me feel? So what's going to happen the next few days? I'll just reply to that in a minute. Okay, whatever. That was my friend that actually saved me. So anyway, on the way home I was a bit upset. I even tried to throw myself off a jetty before all this. Because I was hurt, I was confused, I was really upset. And the only thing that's keeping me from jumping off the jetty, apart from the fact it was freezing cold, and the water looked so fucking deep and disgusting, I was like, I don't want to be like this. Was I doing it to get attention? Was I doing it because of her? Nah. I'm not going to give her that respect. It just got too much. The abuse, the fucking people I've met in the last 3 months. You know, I'm always running into the wrong people. You know, my ex said that you never find someone decent. You never have a decent partner. And I thought this girl could have proved her wrong. The girl before that I thought would prove her wrong too. No. So on the way home, my friend's like, you know, you want to come see me? And I'm like, it's like 4 or 5 in the fucking morning. But yeah, I saw her and her partner, and she looked beautiful. Because I haven't seen her in a year, and I missed her so much. Like, when I knew that I was seeing her, I was like, I can't wait to give her a hug because I've missed her so much. This is like a little sister to me, like a really good friend. And you know, we're just talking right now as this conversation's going up, because I feel like she needs me to be there for her tonight, just as a friend, you know, give her a hug, and I can't do that right now. And you would say that's the one thing you always ask for, like a friend you can go give a hug to. Yeah, I know, but based on what happened last night, you know, I can't even see my beautiful friend. I'm physically weak at the moment. I'm emotionally drained. Plus I got work later today because I'm doing like 3 hours, 2:30 to 5:30, so I'm quite happy about that. I'm getting a lot of hours at work, and I'm pretty proud about that. My ex would be proud of me if she knew how far I've come. I've actually got a good job now. I'm actually, you know, really calm now, a really nice person, and I wish she saw that. what I want from me and this other girl, I need her to calm down. I need her to realize that she has to admit she did the wrong last night. That's the first thing. I deserve an apology. I definitely deserve an apology. But some of the words that I'm looking, like, that she said about me today, like in that text message, I'll give you 5 words, just 5 complete random words, and you be the judge of how nasty she is. First, we've got stalker, creepy, ashamed. What's the other word? Creep. Yeah, creep word was used a lot. Creep again. I need to be locked up. About court stuff. I should be locked up. A lot of fuck yous. Yeah. Like, that's the sort of shit I got from her. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to take goodness in everyone. I'm always going to see the goodness in people. I miss my ex now more than ever. I'd rather have my ex put up with my ex for another 6 years and put up with that for another week. And that's saying something. At least my ex never did drugs. At least my ex never flipped her lid like this. At least even though my ex used to hit me and abuse me, I still, could put up with it. Because her moods would be, if she did get angry or upset with me, at least her moods only lasted like 5-10 minutes. Or if we even had a really bad argument, it's only for like a day. And then we'd be in each other's arms, kissing again and having sex and all that shit. But this girl here, I don't know what the fuck she's on, if she is on something. Look, I'm not accusing her. Number one, I'm not accusing her of being on anything. But based on her behaviour and suddenly reacting the way she did last night, it wasn't just the alcohol, and I don't think it was the dope either, for some reason. And the fact that her friend was saying the girl's got history of drugs and stuff, that kind of makes me believe that maybe it was. Because like I said, a lot changed within like an hour of, talking to her then. But if I was to give her any advice, it would be her friend is the one that has to make her decisions for her. And I'll tell you what, look, I don't know her friend, okay, that was on the phone. I don't know from her bar of soap. I know that her friend has, just come out of a bad relationship and probably hates all men and probably doesn't want to see her friend, the one I'm dating, be in a relationship, because that means I'll be taking her away from her, because that's how girls look at the end of the day. But to be lectured over the phone by someone that doesn't know me, doesn't know my background, doesn't know me from a bar of soap, but judges me just because she can't get a boyfriend, just because she just came out of an abusive relationship, she has to judge me and tell the person I'm dating what to do? Fuck you. People should be able to make their own decisions who they can and can't date. And like I said to the girl, look, there were some things the girl was saying in the phone call that was making sense. I'll give her credit where credit's due. She was actually making some sense about things. But the girl never gave me a chance. She just judged me from my live streams. And you know what I did, guys, in my live streams? You want to know what I did? Every time I got a chance to, I said how beautiful the girl I was dating was. How much she means to me. How much of a lovely person she is. I said it a lot. Because she was proving to me what kind of person she really was. And I had to tell the world. Now what the fuck's wrong with that? Sharing your personal experience with people, like, and saying, hey, this girl's amazing, this girl's fantastic, she's better than my ex. Well, I wish I took that one back, because definitely not now. So my recent ex, if you're watching, yeah, I wish you were here right now to see what I was dating. Now, I think in the next couple of days, I'm bound to hear from the girl. Once she's calmed down, I'm bound to hear probably, like, look, I'm waiting for an I'm sorry would be the best way to start it. I think that would be the most appropriate thing. We'll see, we'll get to that when we do, but alright, just give me a sec. Have I talked about that? I've talked about that. But I'm going to give you guys some advice. I do miss the girl I was with for this week. I care about her and her little one so much. I want them both to be happy. At the end of the day, I want them both to be happy. But I think for her and her son to be happy, she's got to put her foot down with the drinking. I mean, if she's just smoking dope, it's fine. But the drinking is really bad. I think if she is doing something else, she needs to stop that. Because judging by her environment that she's in, it's not a safe one. I think her friend has too much control over her. That's for damn sure. I mean, we all want our friends' approval. We all want our friends' support. But when we've got a mutual friend, me and her, that both, I quote my female friend that's her friend as well. You guys deserve to be together. You deserve to be each other. You make a good couple. Because she's been through a lot with her ex and you've been through a lot with yours. And you'd be good for each other. I got one of the friends' approval straight away. And she even said, if I knew you guys were on Facebook, I would have hooked you guys up ages ago. And there's the approval. A girl that knows us both. And then all this shit happens. I'm willing to forgive her. Even after hearing, you guys be like, she ditched you for another guy at a pub. It fucking hurts. And the fact that he stayed the night, and I'm sure she would have kissed him. I'm sure there would have been a hookup there. I mean, she did with me. As for going all the way, if I hadn't gone all the way with her, I don't think this guy's going to either. If he did, then I totally would be sick. Because her kid would have been awake and he would have gone in and out of that room for every 5 minutes. But to be ditched for a druggie at a fucking pub, that hurts. At least my ex wouldn't have done that to me. As for what's going to happen in the next few weeks on these YouTube vids, I got some good content coming. I got the sour challenge. Oh god, that was fucked. That could even be in the next few days. The sour challenge was so bad. Like, I'm never doing that again. It fucking hurts your teeth, but your tongue, like, I don't know if I've got another one in there. I'm not going to do it on this, by the way, but it's like it makes your tongue go numb and it splits it. Like, it splits your tongue and then you can't drink or eat anything for like a day. It was so bad. I don't want to do that again. But I probably will. I don't know what's worse, hot or sour. Well, on the vid there was a hot and sour one. I didn't know at the time that it was both those in one. And when I did it, you'll see my reaction to that one. What's worse for me, hot or sour? I would say, I can't pack heat. Heat, you can't fuck because it's very hard to cool down with heat. At least sour, you can like kind of like wash it down with like a drink or something. But yeah, I don't like the hot. Cause I tried a a mixed spicy from McDonald's. That bit will be on Facebook too, and YouTube. Wait till you see my reaction to that. You'll be surprised how I took it. Let's just say it's hotter than a Zinger burger from KFC. So thank you all for watching this vid. I needed to make this vid because a lot of people had answers. A lot of people wanted to know what happened. The only things that I've left out in this vid was because I didn't want to incriminate the person anymore. I didn't want to accuse them of anything because, like I said, I do care about her and her son. I do want them a part of my life for a very long time, and she wanted that too until the other night. So I think there's some sort of, and I said this the other night. Well, I tried to explain to her. I think there's some sort of miscommunication here. I think you're reading things that are not there. I think you're accusing me of stuff that I haven't even done yet. You know, um, I think she needs to sit down without drinking, without anyone around, without her friend fucking on the phone. I want to hear from her words what she wants and how she feels. Not make me to be like the bad guy, because I tell you what, like last night, it just got to a stage where I was just like, I don't need this crap in my life. I'm 35 years old. I do not need this crap. I want to settle down and be with someone that will appreciate me and love me for who I am. And I thought with this girl, maybe that's what she saw in me. But right now, I'm feeling like I've been used. And it's not just for the packets of smokes or the drinking even. It's the fact that if you don't want to hang out with someone, then why drag them out to a pub, you know, and then get the person to buy you drinks and then go home with another bloke? Sorry, that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out the 4 vids in the corner of your screen. You know what to do. Don't need to like, don't need to dislike, and subscribe. Out.